Hi everybody and welcome once again to Ruby's Classic Cooking. And today I'm going to start some chicken soup, or at least some cooked chicken off the bones, because I was down in my freezer today and I thought, wow, do you ever have a lot of bags that are marked chicken soup parts? Because every time I do a chicken, when I buy a chicken and I cut it up into parts, I save out the bits that I call chicken soup parts. And that's like the tips of the wings and the piece off the back and whatever else I don't want for dinner to go with my chicken. So I have quite a few bags here, and I decided I'm going to start boiling it up today. So I've got my largest stock pot here, huge one. Not sure how big it is, but it's giant. And I've started it off with 4 cups of water. Now I'm going to add a couple of onions to that. I'm just going to cut them up into quarters, and three celery sticks here that I'm going to just going to break them up roughly. I'd add a few carrots to this, but my carrots are not usable. Gonna have to get more carrots, I guess. And I'm gonna add all of my bags of chicken here to it, and then it's gonna look pretty unappetizing until after it's cooked on my stove for a couple of hours and the chicken cooks through and it starts to fall off the bones. I'm also gonna add some salt, some pepper, and that's basically it, just to get it going. And once I've taken the chicken out of it, and I'm going to have to strain this mess afterwards, pick all the chicken off the bones, take the skin out, throw the skin away, and then I'll have a big pot of chicken broth, and I'll have all this mountain of lovely chicken meat, which I'll have picked off. So after I've done that, then I can use that in casseroles, I can put some into a soup, I can do all kinds of good things with it. Anyway, so I'm going to get on with getting my chicken soup, or chicken whatever it's going to turn out to be, on to go. So this is my good old-fashioned method here. You just kind of pour some salt in here, probably a tablespoon or 2 of salt. And I'm just going to put some pepper in here. And that's probably about a teaspoon or so. I'd say a teaspoon and a half. And I've got, like I said, my 2 yellow onions here. They're just nothing very special at all, just good old yellow onions. They're going in my pot. I'm just going to cut them up in quarters. Let's see what I'm doing here, can you? I've got all the chicken piled up in front of me, so I've just got my chicken cut up in quarters. I've got my onions cut up in quarters. I'm just cut my chicken. I've just cut my chicken. Here I go again. I've just cut my onion up in quarters, and I'm going to put my quartered onions in my soup pot. I'm just getting those in first, and these celery sticks, I'm just going to cut them up into about three nice lengths. In they go. And they'll just flavor up my chicken broth. And I've got some dehydrated soup stock, which is like a lot of carrots and stuff in there, and I might just add some of that in there. And I'm going to be adding more water, but next I'm going to take all these chicken soup parts that I've been collecting up for months in my freezer, and they're all just going to go right in my pot. They're sort of semi-thawed at this point, but that doesn't make a difference because they're just going straight into my pot. Some of these are from 2 chickens, some of them are from 1 chicken. They're just going to go in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 bags so far. 5 bags. I've been saving these for a while. And I'm going to cover them. Once I get them all in here, then I'm going to cover them with water. So I'll probably end up adding another 12 cups of water to this. There's another one, that's another one. And there's just the wingtips that I have. They're going in there. Now, wingtips, 99% skin and bone. Some more wingtips here. But they do have fat in them and they do add flavor. That bone does add flavor to your sauce. So since I'm putting all this other stuff in here, the wingtips can go in there too. Now, and there's one more bag of soup. And I'm doing up some chicken today. So I'm probably going to have another bunch of chicken soup parts to put in here, and I'm just going to add them straight in here. I not even get to go to the freezer. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags, and most of them had the back and chicken wing tips from 2 chickens. So that's the parts from quite a few chickens. And I'll show you what this looks like in here, which is not going to be really have any eye appeal or any. You're going to go, you're going to eat that, Ruby. What are you wasting your time for? But when it's all done and dusted, and it's all cooked nice and low and slow in here, and then you get the chicken meat off of the bones and separated from the skin, you get a huge, you'll have a huge pot of nice chicken broth to make into soup. And I'll also have lots and lots of chicken meat, which I may not leave all of it in my soup. I'll probably save some of it for putting in a casserole or maybe some chicken fried rice or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to add some more water. I'm going to cut now, and I'll be back and add more water and show you what it looks like when it's going on the stove. All right, I've nearly got my chicken covered up with water now, so I'm just going to move this over here. Man, this thing's heavy. I've got 5 liters of water, or 20 cups of water in here. That's really a big soup pot, I know. So I'm going to show you what it looks like inside before I start cooking. And I'll bring you back in after it's been simmering on the stove for about 3 or 4 hours. And you can see how it's changed over time. Yeah, now see in my pot? Those are my husband's legs, you can see there. See that in the pot? Not very prepossessing or nice looking, is it? Right, here I am back again. It's not the next day, it's just later the same day. I thought, well, I have this out in bowls, I'll just start picking it. So, this is all just skin and bones that I have picked clean. This is meat, and over here is some chicken that I haven't yet removed from the bones. So I'm going to demonstrate how I do this. It's really simple. You have your chicken that's cooked so it's falling off the bones, and you just take up a piece and just start pulling the meat off of it like this. And then you've left behind the clean picked bone, and that goes over on the other side here. You leave behind the gristle and everything else that doesn't belong in your chicken. And this right here, see how that bone just pops right out of there? Just kind of squeeze it a little bit, making sure that you're not leaving any little bits of bone in there, and there it goes. And there's another piece. You just kind of feel for the bone, and there's the bone, and it goes over there. It's a piece of skin. I just kind of spread it out, make sure there's no meat sticking to the bottom of it, and that goes over there, because I don't need any skin in my soup. And when I come across one of these wing tips, they just go in the garbage, over here in the recycle pile. And this right here is a breastbone. I'm just going to pick some of, there's a little bit of chicken on here. And all this really is free meat, because it's just a part of the chicken back that I would have thrown away, and that we wouldn't have eaten it. And now I have all this, I have this nice bowl of meat from all these chickens, or 6 bags of it, which was about probably 12 chickens to get this much meat. But you know what? Like I said, this meat is all free. Well, it wasn't really free because I paid for it at the grocery store, but you know, it's all meat that would have gone in the garbage or in the green bin. And now it's going to be used for nice chicken salad sandwiches, or, oops, I missed a bit of bone here. Oops, there's another little bit of bone here. I'm going to go through my pile here a bit, make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, well, I've got nothing really much left in this bowl over here except a little bit of juice and some, oops, I don't know if you can even see that, a little bit of juice and some vegetables. So I may just strain that juice out in here. Now my chicken is all picked over, and you can see I have this lovely bowl of meat. I'm just going to cover it, my chicken up with a piece of saran wrap, put that in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow I'll deal with what I'm going to do with it. And it's got a chance to cool off to room temperature. I don't want to leave it out here in the danger zone. I want to put it in the fridge and have it be nice and chilled as quickly as possible. There we go. So next time I'll come back and I'll show you some of the things I'm using it for. Maybe I'll make a chicken salad. Maybe I'll make some soup, put some in my soup. Maybe I'll do some chicken rice. I hope you'll like, subscribe to my channel, and you'll make some comments below. I hope you'll try this with some of your leftover chicken pieces. I hope it'll save you some money off your budget, because this is 3 or 4 cups of meat here that otherwise I wouldn't have had. Bye for now. See you next time on Ruby's Classic Cooking.